Hello, kids. This is your teacher, Mr. D. It's about 2:11 in the morning, and I'm extremely sleepy. But I'm gonna try and keep this video as short as possible, but as informative as possible. Okay, so basically, what you're going to be doing on your test is you're going to be taking this green shirt, and you're going to be adding graphics, and two visual pictures, and a slogan to the shirt. And basically, what you can see, it looks kind of political. So what this thing is about voting. Voting is really important. It's your basic right, and we want to remind everybody that it's you gotta get out there and vote. So I don't care what your political leaning is; it's your call as how you want to do it. So here's what mine look like, and I have here it is. So not trying to cram my political opinions down your throat. This is just me expressing this is my beliefs, and I expect you to do the same. So as you can use the stuff that's on the site on Google Classroom, which I have a flag and I have the political party symbols, the donkey and the elephant. So you need two symbols. They don't have to be those, but if you want to use them, you can. It has to have the year, and it has to have a slogan. So I have vote as if your life depended on it. It should be upon it, but I'm an idiot. I also threw in rising oceans because I'm concerned about global warming, but that's not necessary. What's necessary is the year, the slogan, and two visuals. Okay, so let's see how I did this. So we're going to go back to this picture here, and you guys have done this before, so it shouldn't be too hard. So first order business is I'm going to take this and I'm going to open it up. So I can drag it up to this gray bar. Better thing to do and more simple is just drag it to the PS and it'll open it up in its own. Sometimes that bar gets a little crowded. So then I'm going to drag it up, hold, oops, wrong one, and bring it down and let go. The flag's big, resize it. Do you like my piano playing? Yeah. I have to make things exciting in my videos. I'm sorry. Anyway, there you go. Done. Okay, so now before we do that, I'm gonna click off of the symbol of the flag here, and I'm gonna go back to the background. What we have to do is, as you know, we have to create a displacement map. And I didn't know this last year, but if you go to the stripey thing and you say duplicate the layer, where's the stripey thing? Right there. It's in pretty much every palette, but the layers palette is there as well. And you're going to duplicate layer. And then here's the thing, you click here and you go down to new. And what it does is it creates a brand new file. It's not creating just a new layer, it creates a new file. So I'll title displacement, and then I'm going to hit OK, and now we have a brand new version of this. And so what I have to do now is I have to make it black and white. So some of you already know, like there's the cookie down here, you can go to black and white, but it adds a layer, which I don't want. And if you go like this and you go, the reason you use these things is if you're trying to preserve your picture, and I really don't care, this is a copy. So I'm just going to go up to image and adjustments. It's all the same stuff, but it's permanent. Okay, and you go to black and white, make it black and white, boom, done. Now we're going to blur it. You guys know this stuff. Go down to blur, Gaussian blur, and I'm going to crank it up to, like, I don't know, it's like 5, almost 6. Till you just don't see any texture, but you want to see the shadows of the wrinkles. Okay, and when you're done, I'm going to save it. I'll click that, and I'll say save, and I'll title it again, displacement, and I'll save it to the desktop. I made one before, so I have to replace it. Okay, so that's all pretty standard. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the flag. We don't need it because where is it? It's right here. So now I'm going to go to the flag, and I'm going to make sure I'm on the layer, and then I'm going to go filter, distort, displace, and here's something interesting. When I have the graphic of the flag, I tried it at 10. Like these come normally at 10, but I wanted to change it to a higher number, so I picked 25, and it works really well. So I'm going to click on the displacement and hit open, and it gets really kind of distorted. This might be too much for you, these weird stars that are all messed up. But here's the thing. I kind of can forgive it. The colors are wrong. It doesn't look natural. It doesn't look like it's on the thing. So I go to the layer modes. They're right over here. And instead of normal, I'm going to go down to soft light. And it takes a second to really adjust to it, but it becomes like a faded image. You could erase things too if you want. Like if you want to make it look old, you can, go to brusheasy.com and download a distressed kind of brush and use it with the eraser, but I'm not going to do that. It looks fine, but it needs one last thing. So we've displaced it and mapped it, and we've also changed the mode. The last thing we need to do is I'm going to zoom in to show you it. Okay, so it's a little sharp. Okay, all these lines are a little too crisp. So I'm going to go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, but not this high. Maybe about 1.1 is good. And then when I pull back, there it is. It feels very much a part of the shirt. Even when I zoom in a little bit, it feels like it was printed on there. Okay, so what about text? Okay, there's two examples of text I want to show you. First one is this, VOTE. Okay, it's big. Remember, the year has to be there. So if you want, you could put 2020 up here, 2018, and then put your slogan down here. It's up to you. The main thing is, here's the situation with this. If I now go up to filter, it's all the same technique now. You distort it, you change the mode, and then you blur it. So I'm going to go down to distort, displace, and I have to convert it to a smart object. But the 25, you might be like, wait, that's too much. But when you have big broad areas, remember this, big broad areas that don't have a lot, there's subtle changes here. It actually helps. This would look terrible down here, and I'll prove it. But it looks good there. So I'm going to now change it to soft light, and it becomes that. And I'm going to filter. I'm going to blur it, Gaussian blur. And I think the setting is still the same. So piece of cake, it's all good. So now let's do the same thing. Okay, I'll make the words 2020 down here. But this is a much more wrinkly area. So you have to remember something. And this is incomplete. This is not all the stuff that should be there. So there's a lot more wrinkles down here. So let's try doing the same setting, the 25 and 25. So I'll go up to filter, I'll go to distort, I'll go to displace, and then got to convert it. And I'll use 25, 25 to see what happens. So yeah, that's like the English pound symbol, isn't it? I don't know what that is, but it's not right because it's just too much. So go back a step, and I'm gonna try it again. You got to go down to distort, displace, and then what you're gonna do is change it back to 10, and you'll see the difference. So in broader, flatter areas, you get some. I'll show you. So 2020 is now a little bit better. I'll go down again. I'll go to soft light, and then I'll blur it again. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and boom, it looks pretty much like it's there. So here's the thing: the difference between up here, broader, flatter, difference down here, more wrinkles. So you can use a higher number on this. If you don't like these stars, you could lessen I just liked it. Because here you could see here, and then the donkey, same deal. You just got to try it out and see if it works. Does a high number work or a low number? That's really all that matters. And I used a high number in these words up here because it's a broader, flatter area. And I think that is it. You should be good. All right, so I will see you guys on Monday, and you can practice today. And if you guys need, I'm pretty flexible. If as a class you need more time to practice this, I might be able to push it to Tuesday. So, my goal is I want you guys to all, do well on this, and you know it. I know you guys know it, and if you don't, well, just practice up and watch the video again and again and again. Okay, I'll talk to you later. See ya.